Hey guys, this is just going to be a short little video, and it's going to be based around the plugin for housingpos or housing position, if you're going to use the full name. Now I've noticed that there wasn't any guide for this, and I've noticed that while it does at the start seem a little bit complicated, it's not that complicated. At first I have a macro which I've named housingpos that I put there that I can just click. Now I like to keep my macros separate. As you can see, there's a lot of different stuff here. Yeah, some of them memes, you know. And I keep all mine down on the bottom right. So I have housingpos here. Okay, and if I click on it, which I'm gonna do now in a second. Apologies, this is my first ever guide video, not the best planned out. The shortcut for it is /x house. Now, you can have it as a macro or you can type it as you wish. I like to have a macro. So here I've got my pre-set up, okay, of everything's nice and organized. What we're going to do is we're going to clear this in a moment, and we're going to work from, let's say, a fresh setup. So if I clear this now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this clear setup, I'm going to go to social, I'm going to go to housing and open my housing menu as usual. And when you open your housing menu, it's going to populate your list. Now everything's going to be a little bit of a mess to start off with, but if you can see, we've got our X, okay, Y and Z, as I'm showing here. Now this obviously, as I'm assuming everyone's got burn the house down, okay, is our X, Y and Z that you have on burn the house down usually when you rotate. One thing that helps me to identify different items is also the color. Now here we're going to look down for something really obvious, our monster toss machine. This is my FC member saying hello. Now the monster toss machine, super obvious for us, so it's, you know, something nice and easy that we can use. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take the monster machine, we're going to open our rotate, which is going to allow us access to our burn the house down icons, as we have here. Now I can move it, okay, and we can put it back. But for the purposes of this video, what we're going to do is we're going to take it away, and we're going to put it somewhere else, far away, just to make that effect of the snapping just even more obvious. Now I'm going to find my monster toss machine, okay, and I'm going to put it down. Okay, be aware that, can you see how this isn't where it should be? Yep, and it isn't snapping immediately. Now I accidentally had the store item still on, so what I'm going to do is I'm now not going to be an idiot. I'm going to click on the rotate, and I need to click on this before I click set. If you do not have it open, you don't have it clicked on and selected before, the set button will do nothing. Okay, and now as you can see, it's just put back, nice and easy. It's that, you just place them down, you press your rotate button, you click on them, select them, and you click set, and it'll put it exactly in the place that it originally recorded. Now everything's a mess. How are you going to find everything? It's going to be so annoying, right? Now what we need to do now is we need to look into grouping them. I like to group things by floor, because grouping by floor is something which I find makes everything a lot easier. Now I have my group button, which I'll have this. Okay, now we're going to continue to use the monster toss because it's an item that you can easily identify is going to be on this floor. There's only one in this entire house, so I know it's that. When I click it, it's going to turn purple. That means that it is the, let's say, the master item for this list. Any following items are going to be yellow, and they're going to fall underneath this. So I'm going to take just a few items that I know, for example, the cuff and cur, the Oasis rug, crystal bell, and coat hanger, okay, are all on this floor, and I know this. So that's great. If I need to find them, they're all going to be the same. Now when I'm finished putting these together, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click grouping, and it's going to end the grouping. Put these together, and now they're all in a drop down menu together. That's going to keep everything nice and clean. Now, imagine we've gone through our entire house, everything's lovely and clean, everything's sectioned off as you want it in different groups, whether it be by floors or however you wish. What we're going to want to do next is we're going to want to save this setting because, you know, like for myself, we have a club, so I have different club settings, different house settings for the club, and when it's back into the normal FC setting like it is now. So what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to click export, and that's going to, as it shows down here, save all these to my clipboard. Now what I personally like to do is this first method, which is open a Word document, okay, just paste it, okay, just paste everything. Now you're going to have so much text, okay, it's going to be an insurmountable amount of text, but if you've got Word, there is something that you can do to really make your life a lot easier. Instead of trying to drag all that, you can literally just go over to the top right, okay, I'm going to clear that, so we back up, go up right, click select all, Control C, okay, just to copy all that. If you go back into your game, import, and everything's back as it was. Now take note that we still have our drop down menu, so this is going to be really useful for us. Now imagine that you don't want to have, you know, say you've got a lot of settings, you don't want to have a million of these, okay, all together. Now I'm just going to show you, bring it back to how I've got it normally. Here's my nice little setting. So I've got this and I don't want to have loads of Word documents. There is another setting that we can do. Now we can cloud upload. This puts it onto a server. Now there are advantages and disadvantages to this, which I'll explain while I do it. So the advantage is it's up at the top, okay, in the cloud, and that's great. But the disadvantages is, for example, I'm going to name mine housing normal or house normal, and that you might think, oh, that's great, you know, it's nice and easy, I can tag it however I want. It's going to click send and it's going to save up into the cloud. Disadvantages of doing it this way was, while it is not taking up space on your computer, if you click cloud download and you're trying to find it, everyone is on this server, absolutely everyone, and this continues to be populated. Okay, so this right now is the most latest one, so it's at the bottom, but as people continue to use it, yours will move further and further up the list. Okay, so yeah, you do how you feel. I personally like the Word documents because they're not that big file size and I just keep them in a file together. As far as this has gone as a tutorial, this is pretty much everything that I can show you at this moment in time. There's nothing really else that I can show you. Obviously there is the sort button, which I'm going to show you quickly, which, unlike what I did originally, which I didn't know you could do, is sort everything, so everything's the same, all the same items together. Okay, now this could be a good thing to do it right at the start when you're grouping, just to make things tidier later on, but obviously everyone has their own preference. I hope that this was clear. I know it wasn't as organized as it could have been, but I did this slightly on a whim, mainly because I saw that there were no guides for this, there was nothing to help you. So